everyone, this is Jordan Baumgartner with Oklahoma Weather Blog, and this video live stream is going to be covering the severe weather going on in the state this evening and into tonight. Right now there is one severe storm in the state. Right now there are no tornado warnings out for Oklahoma or the Texas region. So we are kind of before the storm here. I just wanted to prime everybody on what we're thinking is going to happen, as we're seeing more data come in throughout the day today, so we have a better idea. And if you have any questions throughout all of this, I'll be checking my live stream chat, so hop in and ask questions, say hello or whatever. Alright, so let's get started here. Here's the risk graphic I sent out around 2 o'clock today, I believe. But basically it's saying we do have an enhanced risk area for much of southern Oklahoma. This enhanced risk includes the threat for tornadoes, some large and violent possible, large hail up to the size of baseballs, and winds up to the 70 to 80 mile per hour range. So definitely a stout severe weather event for this time of year. We're getting to mid-March. Normally we don't see these till early April, mid-April, depending on the year. So, and I imagine with the coronavirus going on, this is not on a lot of people's radar. So hopefully you'll share this with them and we can get them involved and make them informed of the weather that's going on. So I'll go ahead and pull up the severe threats graphic here. It should pull up. Hold on just a second. I don't know why. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this is the severe threats graphic. As you can see, there's a 30% chance of wind, 15% chance of hail, and 10% risk of tornadoes, with a moderate risk for EF2 or less tornadoes, and a lower risk for EF3 plus tornadoes, so kind of a low risk, I guess. And then there's the risk for flooding south and east of I-44. Hey Barbara, alright, what's the risk of tornadoes in Springfield, Missouri? Tonight, not much. I haven't looked at tomorrow's outlook yet. I do know there's a slight risk out over there, but I haven't looked at any details into it. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the radar here, see what's going on in the state right now. As you can see, we do have a storm that just downgraded from severe up near Roosevelt and Snyder, just northeast of Altus. I'm sure this is still producing some hail and some gusty winds, but it's not enough to meet the severe criteria, which is core size, hail and good in 55 mile per hour winds. Been a while since I looked at that exact criteria. But let's go ahead and look at this storm down near El Dorado, fixing to cross the Red River. This storm has shown for the last few scans of the radar a decent velocity signature. I wouldn't call it a couplet quite yet, although it's trying to get there. It's showing that spinning in the atmosphere, which is the first stage of tornadogenesis. So this is something that I'm going to keep a watch out and see how this plays out. It is moving to a better environment for tornadoes as it moves to the east. So that's really the first storm that we will watch today. As you can see, most storms are still in Texas. Let's check out this storm near Wellington, Texas, as it's probably fixing to move into Oklahoma. Yeah, it doesn't really have a great radar to look at it right now. It's kind of in a dead zone, so we'll just kind of have to watch as it moves closer into range, and we can get a better glance at the storm. But I'll go ahead and pull up the text of the warning: 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Okay. I have to take their word on that. They probably have a spotter out that's reporting information on there. So we'll go switch modes here for a bit and talk more about what's going on in the synoptic or the mesoscale setup for today. There we go. There is a tornado watch out for the very southernmost areas in the southwestern portions of the state. This tornado watch, these counties in yellow down here in this warning box. It goes until midnight tonight. So it's going to be a late night for a lot of areas. Could see a few nighttime tornadoes, which are never good. Make sure you have 3 ways to get weather information. I recommend a weather radio, your favorite TV station, and a smartphone app. That way you have backups. So we'll go ahead and move on to what we call the meso analysis. This is a product put out by the Storm Prediction Center, which is a department under the National Oceanic and Aviation Administration. So what we're going to look at here is a bunch of surface orbs here, and as you can notice, this graph got kind of crowded right now. So what we're looking at is the red numbers are the temperatures, the green numbers are the dew points. Normally when we want severe weather to occur, we're looking at mid-60s dew points are great for fuel with the storms. As you can see here, there's a lot of 60s in the state. And the temperatures aren't too high above that, so that means the relative humidity is pretty high. So we're also going to be looking at lower cloud-based heights, which means any potential tornado would have less distance to go to the ground. And to confirm that, I'll go to the LCL Heights tab, and you can see these numbers here. 1,000, this is 1,000 meters, so the cloud basis will be about 3,000 feet off the ground, give or take a few feet. So really we've seen low, but this is plenty enough to get the job done. Next we'll look at CAPE, which is, let's do this one, yeah. So CAPE is just the energy a storm has to work with, and generally anything over 1,000 to 1,500, that's when we start saying, okay, the storm has plenty of energy to work with, and we'll probably start seeing some hailstones in with this. As you can see, there's contours here. It does get a little messy, but there's a 2,000 contour just in southwestern Oklahoma. So definitely will mean that criteria for enhanced CAPE. Next, we'll go ahead and look at the SEAL, Bork Effective SEAL. And let's see. This model updates rapidly, so it's kind of hard to figure the exact best product to show you each time. Okay. And yeah. There we go. So, surface relative helicity are basically the atmosphere's condition to spin, basically, is how I'll say it. Anything in this layer, we're looking at the 0 to 1 kilometer layer. Anything above 100, we just start to say, okay, that we have low level support for for spinning there. But looking at the upper layers, so the 0 to 3, we only have 1 to 150 right now. Normally we want this number to be up closer to 300 or above 300 to see tornadoes. So right now, it's good news, this number is staying low, but we do not expect that to be the case for much longer, as we do expect upper level forces to change this number and increase this number, so increase the atmosphere's ability to spin, which should happen sometime in the next couple of hours. Yeah. Okay. What do I want to show now? Also, precipitable water. This is really a flash flooding product. Excuse me. So anytime these numbers get above an inch, we're starting to say, okay, the atmosphere has plenty of water that it can condense and rain out. And you can see it's most prevalent over the southeastern part of the state. So this is where we'll be looking at the highest potential for flooding tonight when you couple this with the copious amounts of precipitation that has already fallen in the area. Let's see, I'll go ahead and pull up Mesonet and see that. The amount of rainfall that's fallen recently over the past 5 days. You can see many places have seen close to 3 and 4 inches, even 5 inches down near Ida Bell. So really, this area does not need any more rain, but sadly we'll probably get another inch or so tonight, as we do expect these storms to grow into one another. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go back and check on the storms. Probably what everybody's most interested in, other than looking at meteorological data. So it looks like the severe thunderstorm warning is back for Roosevelt, Oklahoma. Let's take a look at this warning text. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So again, it's just over the severe threshold. It's moving north at 25 miles per hour, so it's not moving very fast. And right now, the El Dorado storm that we were looking at earlier is still maintaining a little bit of rotation. It doesn't look quite as well organized as it did at the top of this live stream, but it could be just in a reorganizing state, so that's something we are going to watch out for. Severe thunderstorm warning that was moving to Oklahoma has been dropped. That was the one near Wellington. Come back here. I don't care about the weather going on in Mexico right now. These storms down in Texas, right now they still aren't getting their act together. But again, as they move to the east, they will move into a better precipitation environment. So just something to keep an eye out on. Does anybody have any questions right now? We're kind of in a waiting period until storms start to develop. I just wanted to log on and give everybody a brief overview of what we can expect tonight. Yeah. One thing I will say, I'll keep repeating, make sure you know what you're going to do if you get a tornado warning tonight, especially in southern Oklahoma. Just because we really haven't been in a situation like this before. So we need everyone to know their plan. Be ready to act on it. I did put out a graphics on my earlier Facebook post explaining what the best types of cellular to seek are, depending on your tolerance for getting coronavirus in this. Anything that'll suffer anytime soon. To answer that question, let's go ahead and pull up a weather model. But it will probably be later tonight, probably a few hours, 3+ hours. Yeah. Okay, so this model run was initiated about an hour ago. So something like this is what the radar looks like now. Obviously, we do have a little bit more coverage than what this is saying. But as you can see, the storms that will impact Suffolk will be coming up from the Texas. So that's the storms we just looked at earlier. Really, this first wave is going to be what we're most concerned about. Really, we're looking at that tornado risk before midnight tonight. Afterwards, it will drop off. But again, we do have a chance of a few strong tornadoes. And when I say strong, that's EF2, EF3 range. I'm not expecting big wedge monsters tonight, so that's good. As you can see, there looks to be 2 waves according to the HUD. The second one will probably be more flooding risk, maybe a few winds in there, but this primary wave will be the one that we're looking at for tornadoes and hail and some gusty winds. So through the next 6-ish hours, we do have that threat remaining in the area. Oh, 5 hours. Yeah, I can't calculate time. Alright, let me check the radar again, see what's going on. Yeah. Looks like this storm near Roosevelt is going to start to try to get its act together. We'll just have to wait and see on that, but we do see some areas it's been trying to develop. Looks like it is in a redevelopment stage in its life cycle. Storm now down near El Dorado still has some velocity rotation up in it. It's still very broad, so it's not tight, so we aren't at an immediate tornado risk on it. But again, down the road, this is one of the storms we will have to watch. If this old lusty storm does not cut it off. This storm is moving very slowly northeast at 15 miles per hour. I'll go ahead and animate this radar. As you can see, there's a ton of energy for these storms to work with, so they're just popping up in southwestern Oklahoma right now. Yeah, so I'm continue to get any questions. I'll probably take a break here unless anything major develops here in a couple minutes. But I want to allow you to ask any questions that you may have. So again, the tornado watch is for these very southernmost counties in yellow. That does go until midnight tonight. And there has been a flash flood watch issued for much of eastern Oklahoma. Again, where there's been a copious amount of precip. Again, highest tornado threat is in southern Oklahoma, particularly south central Oklahoma to southwestern Oklahoma, between I-35 and I-44 roughly. This is where you'll have the chance of those bigger tornadoes. I'm talking EF2 to EF3 range. Again, looking before midnight at this point in time. See what else needs to be talked about. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Check back later. I'll make sure your notifications are on. I'll probably once these storms start ramping up even further and we're getting closer to tornadoes being produced, I'll update you. But again, any severe storm, make sure you stay inside, away from trees and all that stuff. Just have to say it. Alright, thank you for watching. See y'all later.